Hey. Konharpy. Hello. Konharpy, everyone. Good evening. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I dyed my feathers. I hope it looks okay. It's been a long time since I've dyed them though, so... Konharpy, thank you guys so much for coming to the stream today. Welcome. Latho, Konharpy. Kronos, Konharpy. Yosha, Konharpy. Patrick, Konharpy. Lavito, Konharpy. Seek, Konharpy. Snakeblade, Konharpy. Leo, Konharpy. Evendi, Konharpy. Gabriel, Konharpy. NS, Konharpy. Blaze, Konharpy. Neptune, Konharpy. FDL, Konharpy. Stevo, Konharpy. Tony, Konharpy. Patrick, Konharpy. Thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Welcome. Tony, Konharpy. Bobby Pop, Konharpy. Bendy, Konharpy. Ballistic Brows, Konharpy. You ready for spooky, scary skeletons, Bobby? Luckily enough, I don't think they're too spooky, but I think, as I said, I do really like spooky stories. They're very nice, so I hope I can share that with you all tonight. I'm really excited. Asedia, Konharpy. Outsider, Konharpy. I will die the moment I see raven-haired mommy. You're really sweet. I am a little self-conscious. I haven't had this hair color since high school, so... I'm glad if you think it's nice, though. Comfy thunderstorm sounds? I think thunderstorm sounds are the comfiest, and I think they give a very nice Halloween vibe, so... I hope no one here is scared of thunder, though. I've always found it to be a very reassuring sound. Zun, Konharpy. Go-Kart Dragon, Konharpy. Hatch, Konharpy. Renegade, Konharpy. Raka, Konharpy. James, Konharpy. Akat, Konharpy. Long, Konharpy. Thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Sorry it took me a little longer to get started. Cooley, Konharpy. Sir Eats a Lot, Konharpy. It's nice to see you. It's been a little while. I hope you've been well. It's wonderful to have you. Zombie Goku, Konharpy. Thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Welcome. Scott, Konharpy. Draco Blade, Konharpy. Thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Which Mavia, I'm not much for ASMR, but I had to see the outfit. I'm glad you like it. I wouldn't really consider myself like an ear-licking ASMR artist of any sort, so this is just gonna be like soft-spoken reading at the end of the day. But I'm glad. I hope you like the outfit. Thank you so much for dropping by and saying hello. Noah, Konharpy. Thank you so much for coming. Ariel, Norigenyo. Thank you so much for stopping by today. James, Konharpy. Snakeblade, Konharpy. Spectre, Konharpy. Thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. Are you guys ready for Halloween? I'm so excited. I'm not really the festive kind of harpy. But for whatever reason this year, because I have stuff planned to do with you guys, I think it's really exciting, so I've been really excited. Thank you so much for coming by. Ben's Konharpy. Mommy Mavia, I'm on my way to work time zone. Did you call me mommy? I'll listen to the archive later if there's one. Yeah, don't worry. This will be archived, don't worry. Kyle, Konharpy. Hi Mavia, it's been a while. Thank you so much for stopping by, Kyle. It's wonderful to see you. Pablo, Konharpy. Domida, Konharpy. Black Harpy Mavia is just a whole new level. I am a Black Harpy now, aren't I? I might just cast a spell on you. I even have some tea next to me, so in the meantime, while I'm finishing up my hellos and quickly asking you about if you have any Halloween plans, do you? Please get comfy, grab something nice to drink, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Euro, it's wonderful to have you. Konharpy, Subsap, Monochrome, Konharpy. Took 5 scoops of pre-workout. Pre-workout? You mean like the powder, right? Thank you so much for coming to the stream today. I hope it's supposed to be tasty, right? These sorts of like workout drinks. Tsukino Inaba, Konharpy. Thank you for coming to the stream. I have to drive home, so I can't appreciate the ASMR artistry quite yet. No, thank you so much, Enes, and thank you very much for your generous super chat. I really appreciate it. Michael, Konharpy, you look really cute today. Thank you. Oh my god. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys like the little Halloween outfit. I'll keep it on. I'm gonna keep it on for the remainder of the streams this week, although there is something a little more special coming tomorrow, so I hope you can stay excited for that. Thank you. Don't need to cast a spell. You already have a charm aura. I have charisma plus 500, maybe. I rolled a nat 20 on charisma, but I have a 0 on intelligence. Looks really nice. Thank you so much, Pablo. I'm really glad you like it. As you can see, I have alerts turned off for the stream. I can still see them in my activity feed, but they're not going to appear on the stream just for the sake of... I don't want them to, like, visually jump scare anyone. How's the audio, by the way? I hope it's okay. If it's too gainy, let me know. I've been having some issues with how loud my mic's been, so if it's a little gainy, I'm turning it down a little bit, but I tested it earlier and I thought it was okay. Audio's good. Okay, thank you, Cronus. Cal, Konharpy. Your Halloween costume looks very adorable. I'm glad you like it. There's another one coming tomorrow, so please look forward to that. Thank you. Velvety good. Thank you. Audio's good. 1 inch, 0 is 10. I didn't know when you dropped to, when you dropped to 0 on any stat that you died. Or are you implying that, like, maybe I would forget how to breathe or something? And therefore I would die because my intelligence is 0. Okay, good, perfect. Anyways, so I pulled up a few stories. I have never actually read a creepypasta before, and one of my friends was kind enough to send me a whole bunch of them that he said would be a good, little starter kit for reading those. I have those, and I have some nice Edgar Allan Poe lined up for us tonight. If you guys have any requests, provided that we have time, I'd be happy to do them closer to the end. But if you have any ideas, yeah, please let me know, and I will see if I can get to them by the end. Witch, would you like to join my coven? Oh my gosh, that's so hot. I'd love to join your coven. Thank you so much for coming to the stream, Witch. It's so nice to have you. Thank you. Noah, I love hearing your voice. Thank you so much. And I love seeing you here with me. So thank you very much. Gabriel, Konharpy, it's wonderful to see you. It's been a little bit. How have you been? I hope you've been well. Another one tomorrow? Not ASMR. Tomorrow's will be a little more on the festive end. I'll say that. It's D&D. I think any 0 stats cause death. Oh, I had no idea. Thank you. Spooky, Konharpy, Keanu, thank you so much for coming to the stream today and welcome. Never read a copy pasta? Well, I've read enough copy pastas, I think, for a lifetime, but, creepy pastas, maybe not really, though. Anyways, I'm about to get started then. Thank you for bearing with me, and let's relax. I'm gonna take a sip of tea, and let's get started then, shall we? I'm gonna start with something a little more kind of on theme for the beginning of this stream. And I hope you enjoy it. I'm not reading Sanic.exe. I'm not ruining the mood. I know I'm too pawn for the 3DO, so we're going with the regular mic with noise cancellation. Just let me have this. Have to go. Take care. Thank you so much for dropping by, Noah. Take care and have a good evening. Let's happy. Killer Cal, Konharpy. Thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Can any of my coven members please, for lack of a better word, smite the absolute shit out of the bot? Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. The true horror was the spam bots. Oh, you're right. That's the only jump scare we're gonna get today. Alright, let's get started then, shall we? Thank you, lass. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and wary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, 'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it, and nothing more. Presently, my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, said I, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping, tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness, there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore? This I whispered, and an echo back murmured the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window, Lettice. Surely let me see then what thereat, and this mystery implore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many flit and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim, an ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door. Bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluthered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before, On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it matters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er. But whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press, ah, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee respite, and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff, this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore, quoth the raven goth girl, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, whether tempter sent, or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate, yet all undaunted, on this desert island enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aidenn it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door, quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming. And the lamplight o'er him, steaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul, from that out, that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore. I seem to have tripped over my words a few times, but I think overall that went okay. Thank you, Native American. Thank you so much for coming to the stream today, and welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. Allow me to mute myself for a quick moment. I see the true horror has once again appeared. I'm sorry, I noticed I missed some hellos earlier. Konharpy, Domira, I'm sorry, I thought I said hello to you earlier, but I suppose I didn't. I did see you enter, though, at the beginning of the stream, and I do appreciate that you're here today. Anthony, welcome. Thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Chunky Cat, Konharpy. My cats love your voice. It's an honor. You know, animals don't really tend to like me, so if anything, I see this as nothing but a huge win. That was nice. Good start to the day before work. Thank you so much, Zover. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a really wonderful day at work. Konharpy. And Renegade Konharpy sure spooked Edgar back in the day. Yeah, the harpy goth girlfriend appearing at his door spooked him to his very bosom. Best adult dating. I'm the best adult dating app. What are you talking about? I have food. That's better than dating. What are you... I'm 2D. What? Dating. Ew. Who needs... I only need two things to survive. Waifus and food. You know, a bath would be nice too, but it's kind of like a side thing, I guess. Mavia is the endgame dating app. Yeah, sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. For real, for real. Not a phase, Mavia. This is who I am. Ka! No, I think my mother was generally pretty accepting of anything back in the day. Thank you for all the claps, by the way. Really appreciate it. Why is your voice so smooth today? I don't know. Okay, that should be a little better. I usually speak with a little bit of a croak in my voice, but I always worry it sounds a little strange, so I try to avoid it. That, and I don't think it's too good for my throat. But I think for the sake of tonight, it's a lot of fun. Anthony, thank you so much for your generous 5 gifted memberships. It's so sweet of you, and everyone who got a gifted membership, please be sure to thank him. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. The low voice is very soothing. Yeah, we have the low voice on for today. They're gonna say Wi-Fi and food. You know, honestly, maybe Wi-Fi is better, because I can have waifus if I have Wi-Fi. Getting kind of cringe, not gonna lie, Louise and Konharpy. You know, I think if people are happy, that's what they want to, you know, I'm happy for them. I really have nothing against it, all joking aside. They say that the booba appearing, he got scared, and went fleeing, screaming harpy. Nevermore, nevermore. You know what I do need more of is a little more tea after that. That was a lot of bosoms. It was a lot of, yeah, how many bosoms do you have? Bosom is like chest, right? Or like your bust. Are you supposed to feel it in your boobs? I never really feel fear in my boobs. Do you guys feel fear in your boobs? Is that a thing? Am I just built different? Is this my apex predator senses not allowing me to feel fear? Got some really great narrator skills, Mavia. That was really good. Thank you so much, Louise. And, you know, not to, call myself off a little bit, but, I don't think I've ever mentioned this before. I was supposed to be a, like, kingdom-wide poetry reading contestant, although I was really shy, so I never went. I got nominated, like 4 or 5 years in a row. Less than that, maybe like 3 or 4. I didn't compete, but it was necessary in class. I had to do it 4 or 5 years in a row, and for 3 years they sent me. They tried to send me, and I always failed. I think after that they realized that I wasn't going to go, so they stopped trying to send me as a school rep. But I'm glad. I'm glad. I kind of feel good that I always felt like, you know, I wanna be good at something that I can bring to the table and share with everyone. And I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you. Sorry, I was sitting here. I was sitting here calling myself off a little bit. I was being a little bit of a being a little stuck up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Megukagi, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. I love it being read. I've always wanted to memorize it. It just takes a lot of out loud reading to memorize anything, especially if you want to read it out loud. I didn't prepare as much as I did back in the day. I stopped preparing the last 2 years of school because I wanted to trip over my words so they wouldn't send me. It was my five head activity. The only creepypastas I remember are videos. I think I just got sent some stories, but I know a lot of people do reading of them. Gabriel, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. I don't think I said hello, and if I missed you, please say hello again. I have a very small brain. Zen, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you're doing well. Gretchen, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today, and welcome. I hope you're doing well. Is Telltale Heart also on the list? Oh, you know it's on the list. I love Telltale Heart. That one, that was just now. That was the first time I've ever read The Raven. I've never read it before. So that was my first look at it too. I have read Telltale Heart though, that I did enjoy a lot. Not wanting a Raven plume, it's merch. It's free goth harpy VTuber merch. He was just behind the curve. What can I say? They vibrate when I feel fear. Fear in your heart. Oh, I thought no, I thought my breasts were supposed to start like shaking uncontrollably or something. Chest on males, but breast is the fun sacks. I'm gonna call them fun sacks for ladies from now on. I love that. I had the fun sacks. Konharpy, Gretchen, I hope you're having a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you're doing well. The last best creepypastas I loved was the Russian Experiment. That one I have read. I think that's the only one that I have gotten a chance to read, Steven. You could have gotten free Goth Mavia merch. You know how much these things go for nowadays. Merch is expensive to make unless you outsource it, which I think is what I'm going to do in the future, just to save on. So I'm not doing it because I take forever to send things out, but I'm sure a company would be much more well equipped to deal with that. Like a phone, yeah. Bzzz, 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 bzzz. You get like a notification every time you feel fear. Your heart skips a beat. Alright, let me bring up this next story. Give me a moment. Zilver, thank you so much for the generous gifted memberships. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, and everyone, welcome to membership. Thank you. That's so generous of you. Thank you so much for your generosity, Zilver, and always for helping out when you're able to. And please make sure to thank him if you received a membership from him. Charles, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. You know what always makes me blush when I see people with the little bird emoji in their names when they come to... Excuse me. When they come to my stream, so thank you, Charles. I haven't watched a stream in a while. It's wonderful to have you. Welcome back. Oh gosh, I fell asleep. No, it's quite late, isn't it, Witch? You should sleep, please. Please, don't let me stop you. Alright, we shall continue. Alright, the first actual creepypasta we're going to read today is called The Message, although I think it's more like a poem thing, almost. Dark hair is pretty fantastic. You guys really like the dark hair. I'm glad. This was a look back in the day. No contact lenses for me today, unfortunately. I thought I'd stay a little more comfy. Which is a trap. If you sleep, you don't get soothing Mavia voice. You can always get the VOD. The VOD's always here. Dark hair Mavia hits differently. Now you looked at the harpies and Elder Scrolls. I didn't even know there were harpies in Elder Scrolls. I mean, now I have to play it. Now I have to play it. Think you might be built different. I don't know about built differently. I'm just your average harpy girl. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. Just remember to take care of your voice. Thank you, Navendi. I have a really nice cup of warm tea next to me, so I will. Thank you. I can sleep soundly to Mavi's like, Zen, you're making me blush. Thank you. You're so sweet. I do have to drop already, but I look forward to listening to the VOD during work tomorrow. Native American, Otsahapi, thanks for coming to the stream. Take care. Alright. Now, you know, in retrospect, I regret even talking about the poetry thing. Now I'm terribly embarrassed. Goth GF is always in. Like succubus GF? I always love, like, the succubus GF archetype. Your voice is 1,000 times better for reading them. No, there's no comparison. It's different. Different strokes for different folks, you know, in terms of narration. I checked out, when you read in the past, I enjoyed it. Silver, I promise. Blackfeather Mavi, oh my god, look, Gabby, I promise, it's not what it looks like. I'm not trying to cosplay you. Or maybe I am? I missed out the lenses. I think it would be bad if I said I was trying to cosplay you and I didn't do it accurately. Thank you so much for coming to the stream today and welcome. I hope you're doing well, big bro. Gabby's another harpy VTuber, so if you like harpies, please make sure to check him out. He's amazing. So fun. What a sweet, loving harpy. There's so many different types of harpies. I get confused with all the details. No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you too. There's so many different humans too. So, anyways, I'm gonna take a sip of tea and we'll continue then, shall we? Also, Dark Mavia is the same unit of measurement as regular Mavia, but cooler. But cooler? What do you mean, but cooler? You don't like me when I don't have my temporary hair dye in, huh? Why is this cooler? Can we add like a couple of inches on the Dark Mavi measurement then? Can we turn it into like a different measurement unit? Zombie Goku, can we do that? Is that allowed? Dark Mavia is the metric to Light Mavia is Imperial. Light Mavia would never use Imperial. Light Mavia would rather have a crow screaming into her ear, nevermore, nevermore, and a heart in the floor than use the Imperial system. I'm sorry. The only thing I use the Imperial system for is height. Do I have heels? The most recent pair of boots that I purchased are 5-inch wedges. So we can add 5 inches? I got goth GF boots with the buckles and everything. I've only gotten to wear them out once thus far, but maybe you'll see them in the future. That's so evil. That was my evil laugh, that's all I got. Konharpy, Komanora, thank you so much for coming to the stream today and welcome. How are you doing? Alright, we're gonna continue then. Welcome, Rattler. Konharpy, I'm glad you like the outfit, thank you. Dark Mavia is 5'1". No, she wears the boots. Goth Mavia wears the boots. She gets an extra. She's 5'5". She gets the 5 inches. If she doesn't get the 5 inches, I don't know. I might have to send a raven. I'll send a raven with your next Amazon delivery. The message. Don't dismiss this outright as the work of some raving lunatic. There's some sense to this story, if you'll just hear me out. Look, we all wonder if time travel is possible, right? Well, let me tell you something. It is. I'm from the future, actually. I know you probably don't believe that, but seriously, I'm from the future. It's a really great thing, getting to see the past, watching events unfold, stuff like that. We know more now than we ever would. Behind all the fun, though, there's a more serious aspect. We aren't supposed to go into our own lifetime, and we are never allowed to contact our past selves. Let me tell you, I'm breaking that rule right now. Yes, darling, you're talking to yourself, your future self. I'm going to be executed for this. But you know what? I accept that. I'm preventing something by talking to you that is worse than death. I can't tell you outright what to do because the filters would catch it. This is the closest thing I can get to it. Trust me. I can, however, send a little message. You should probably read the first word of every paragraph now. Don't look behind you. Alicia, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Nicholas Monty, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Welcome. I'm behind you. I'm about to give you a hug from behind. Stupid idiot. I'll never see it coming. I'll never see my secret Halloween stream plans coming. I'll catch you off guard, but don't look behind you. Okay, look. Is this a new Mavia? I'm Mavia, but cooler. Apparently, having no Mavia is worse than a Mavia-less future. Good thing my back is to a wall. Did you know ghosts can travel through walls? Joji, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Welcome, Red, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Welcome, Demon Guy, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Welcome. I'm in your walls. I'm in your walls. Did you know I can travel through ghosts? I guess that does work, doesn't it? Doomlord, Konharpy, thanks for coming to the stream today. Welcome. She has a hat, which means extra drip. Actually, I think I look like a budget Mona from Genshin Impact. But that's kind of besides the point now, is it? Whiskey, thank you so much for your generous super chat. I've been dying to tell you that 5-5 is still short. Don't look behind you. The bigger the hat, the bigger the witch. You know what they say, the bigger your hat, the bigger your heart. I think. I don't have any scientific papers to prove that. I got this information off of Facebook. So it's trustworthy, I promise. A Mona'd actually put in my party. Is she that bad of a unit? I really like her design a lot. Considering Genshin, budget is probably still thousands of dollars in gacha money. Alright, let's continue then, shall we? Samaritan Road by Spinsomniac. On the outskirts of some nameless town in West Virginia lies a miles-long, straight strip of asphalt known as Samaritan Road. The road is nestled in its peaceful surroundings of trees and an endless landscape of forests on both sides of it. The road itself would appear to be just your average country drive, except random bots may suddenly come in from time to time and try to shill their very strange porn websites. Except for the urban legend it holds. The backstory to the legend does not actually exist. Whether the reason is due to an uncreative author, a lack of historical information, or just country folk too traumatized to verbalize whatever happened there. Whatever the case, what happens on that road to unsuspecting travelers is most certainly known by locals. The urban legend goes like this. If you drive down Samaritan Road past midnight, about halfway down the road, at least a 5-mile drive, you will start to feel a bit sick. The sickness itself starts off as a bit of a stomach ache, which makes you wonder if you ate something wrong or something inside you didn't settle right. Let me warn you right now, ride out this feeling of nausea by keeping your eyes on the road. Ignore the pain and driving all the way through Samaritan Road at all costs. This is important. If you listen to my warning, you will be making the best choice of your life. If not, well, I guess it's only fair for me to explain what will probably become of you. If these feelings, the nausea, if you feel them and mentally harp on the pain long enough, the sickness itself will feed on your reaction and cause the pain to grow exponentially. You will feel as though you ate scalpels, pins, needles, scissors, knives, you name it. It will hurt like all hell. Eventually, one thought will float through your brain that will seal your fate. I need some fresh air. In your mind, for some reason or another, you will not feel as though this means you should just open a window for some air. You will feel as though you should pull over and step out of the car to let the fresh forest air nestle you from your car's processed atmosphere. Hell, even if your window was open the whole time while you were driving, you will feel as though the sickness itself has been caused by the you sitting in that somehow cursed car of yours. This is what she wants you to think. As you get out, you will notice that the first rush of fresh air into your lungs feels as though you are breathing for the first time. Such a breath of life being delivered to you. Not in your wildest dreams has the process of breathing seemed so naturally joyous. As you begin to enjoy your surroundings, you may look off into the trees to see if someone is out there. Don't worry, no one is out there in the trees. This I can promise you. You may spend a minute or two gazing out into the forestscape, or checking the bottom of your car to find the source of your past case of nausea. Was there some gas leakage that you subconsciously breathed in? A bumpiness in the road that rattled your intestines? No, that can't be it. As you finally gaze back towards the road, your heart will suddenly skip a beat. In the road will be the figure of a young woman in a white nightgown and long black hair, facing away from you. It's common knowledge to the legend that she will always face away from you. But you know who won't face away from you? The random spam bots lurking. Darkness of the forest, ever creeping on unsuspecting VTubers and VTuber listeners and Konharpys alike. Terrifying, I'm aware, You may call to her, but she will not respond. You may try to startle her to get her attention, or even throw a rock at her. But I guarantee that she will stay still as a gargoyle. You will make the choice to confront her. It is always how it works. You may be saying to yourself, why? What if I decide to lock myself in my car? You won't. Believe me, Samaritan Road brings out this sort of natural human feeling in you that you always have to help your fellow man. Such a place of legend actually uses your positive human instincts against you. You will decide to go and confront the woman. But as you do, you will see the headlights of a larger vehicle heading your way and moving at breakneck speed towards the woman. You may warn her to get out of the road, but as before, she will ignore your words and actions. Don't try to stop the vehicle either. If anyone is driving it, I doubt they would listen to little old you. At this point, you have 3 options. One will save your life, and the other 2 will bring a horrific end. Option 1. The truck heads your way. As it does, run into the road a few feet in front of the girl and yell to the truck, "Heed my innocence, sibling of existence." If you did this right, the headlights will disappear and the vehicle will vanish. If not, I cannot say that the gods of large automobiles will be kind to you. That is option 1. The smart option. Option 2. As the truck heads your way, you will get blown into smithereens like the slow motion seen in the first episode of every generic isekai anime, or a salaryman, or college student, or high school student gets smushed and reincarnated in a world full of beautiful isekai beauties. This option, however, is highly unlikely, so I pray that you do not try it, and instead that you stay with me and choose option 1. Now, option 3. This is the stupid mistake many of that do not know how Samaritan Road works tend to make. As the truck comes, you will run towards the young woman and attempt to push her out of the way. As you reach her, she will reveal herself by turning around. Her skin is white and wrinkled, resembling worn, aging leather. She has large, inhuman black eyes and rotting yellow teeth that look like chipped corn cobs. She has no nose, but only 2 slits that looked as though they were cut into the middle of her face. She will scream an ungodly scream that will seem to impale your eardrums, and you will be paralyzed in fear. As you do, she will hover to the side of the road to safety and allow the gigantic vehicle to run you over. You will die on impact and not be isekai'd as many before you have. If you happen to make it out of the predicament in option 1, the woman will be gone and you are free to leave. Your good deed on Samaritan Road has been accomplished. Get in your car and drive. For the love of the gods, just drive. Leave the cursed place and never look back. A million good deeds are not worth the pure hell surrounding the one you have just accomplished. As you leave Samaritan Road, just make sure to keep yourself calm, not lose focus of your driving or your strange hyperfixation on 2D anime women streaming on multiple platforms. It is customary as you leave the area to hear a young woman's voice whisper to you in the darkness. Thank you. This one kind of had a nice ending to it, I thought. That one was kind of nice, I thought. Any thoughts on that one? Impossible. Never lose sight of what's important to you. What's important to me is simping for VTubers, sleep, Wi-Fi, Pokemon games, but only the old ones, because the new releases have brought me nothing but disappointment and as much suffering as I would have endured should I have chosen option 3 of the Samaritan Road. A young woman's voice says, There's a young woman that appears on the side of the road, but don't stand to her side. Otherwise, you will realize that she is 2D. She will whisper into your ear, and for the love of the gods, don't turn around. Hey guys, if you liked the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button for notifications. Don't forget to join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. I apologize, I'm having a little bit too much fun with the ad-lib. Alex, thank you so much for your generous super chat. I did notice you come in. Konharpy, your costume really suits you. You look stunning. Last stream I was like, my Oshi can't be cuter. You guys always, whenever you say I'm your Oshi, I can't be embarrassed. I'm supposed to be an evil black harpy witch. But I guess while I'm sipping some tea. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Dai. Thank you forever. I feel like the story was rigged. No, it wasn't. It was simply adapted for my target audience. I know not what you're speaking of. You think you know where the real Samaritan Road is? Is this based on a real place? BuzzFeed Mavia? I could sell my soul to the devil, but I could not sell my soul to BuzzFeed. Even their quizzes have gone downhill over the years, and that, my friends, is pathetic. Javi, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream. Morikubo, Konharpy, I apologize if I've already welcomed you. I want to make sure I'm welcoming everyone, and I'm having horror brain rot, so forgive me. I may not be paying attention, but there's no way the spooky tale said notification, Discord, and Twitter. Creepypastas are quite modern, Alicia. I don't know what you're talking about. If Mavia's evil, then I want to be part of the Demon Lady army. I could amass a large army of wonderful little Konharpys. I wouldn't mind. Oh no, they're back. You know what? Maybe we do have to amass an army against the bots. Where do we sign up? Yeah, there will be a Google Doc up. Follow me on Twitter. I'll put a Google Doc up for cult registration tomorrow. Thank you so much for your consideration. I do really appreciate it. You're silly. You know that? That one sounds like a trick. Save the monster from the truck. That's the real... That's how you get, like, magical powers. Or how you get her to become your familiar or something. Maybe that's the hell. You'll just be smothered in giant booba demon lady for the rest of your life. Not that I would complain, but, you know, to each their own. Maybe this person simply thinks that flat is justice. I don't need isekai's beauties. I have anime girls on YouTube. Based. Tomura. Hidden secret. Thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Welcome. Konharpy. Lord Father in heaven. Praise black-haired Mavia. Don't worry, you'll be seeing... For members, you'll be seeing an extra stream of me, but tomorrow I shall appear like this as well, so please do look forward to it, yes? You have to donate your life savings to her for her to say hello to you, so you can not be accidentally isekai'd. It could be like a randomizer. Like, you don't know what stats you're gonna roll. What if you, like, roll a really scary world? Maybe it's better not to get isekai'd then. I can't deal with horror. Mavia's voice is so soothing that I'm just managing to ignore the words completely and enjoy the mindless sound. Well, thank you, Alicia. I'm happy to hear that. At the end of the day, I think horror really explores the limits of imagination, and that's why I have a very perverse interest in it. I personally am also not a fan of playing horror games. I really freak out. I get so scared that I can't feel my wings anymore. Last time we played Resident Evil, I was shaking so hard I couldn't even hold my controller anymore, so I decided this year it would be best for us not to do that, but I think this is still fun. Actually, I would like to recommend, if you like horror and are very interested in things like indie horror games and the like, I would really recommend Manly Badass Hero. He's one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. He makes horror very palatable for scaredy birds like myself, and his narration's great, his voice is wonderful. So I hope that's something that you can check out if you have an interest in that. John Konharpy, thank you for coming to the stream today. Welcome. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. Samaritan road, let's not go there. Please don't get isekai'd. It's probably a bad idea. Seriously. You're right here with me now. And you're here with all of us and all the Konharpys. Getting isekai'd now would kinda suck. But thank you so much, mods, for the bot spanking. Luke, trust your feelings. I'm going to sleep now, but I would like to say your outfit's super cute. I'm sorry this is a little late, Demon Guy, but thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful night. What do you mean, worth? Oh god, no. Isn't being 2D a 2 thing? Cal, that is subjective. That is subjective. You will always look like you're T-posing at someone no matter what. You can't take cute selfies with people without having to crop the rest of your body out. So you don't look like a gingerbread man. Midget spinner. Konharpy, Bobby Pop. I think I said hi, didn't I? I forgot. Sorry. But thank you for coming to the stream today. I'm happy to see you. I will. Perfect. She did it. I'm dying. Thank you forever. Manly So Chat, I watch him good. I'm so happy to hear that. I watch every single Manly upload. It's like a daily ritual of mine. The Japanese trucks look so friendly, yeah, with their little headlights. What do you think they are, Optimus Prime? Spanking, what did I come back to? Yeah, you think they're gonna turn into a Gundam? You think it's gonna turn into Gundam Barbados and lift you up on its back? I don't think so. I'm sorry. I apologize, and I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but the horrors of reality are that Japanese trucks probably will stop right in front of you, and, apologize profusely to you, probably. Honor Guard, Konharpy, thank you for coming to the stream today, and Hannibal, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. It might turn into a Gundam if I believe. Anything's possible as long as you believe hard enough. My country has really interesting mythological creatures. I have taken a particular interest recently in Indonesian mythology. I've fallen down a bit of a rabbit hole. It was Greek for a while. And then I did, like Irish mythology. Then I was on Norse mythology. I was really into, like, learning about all the demons. And, now I have something new to. So where are you from? What kind of creatures do you have? Getting isekai lately is like the gacha. You can go to a good isekai or be in another isekai trash. I want an isekai anime called I Got Reincarnated in a Shitty Isekai World from a generic anime. It's long enough to be a light novel title, and therefore it's a dumb enough idea to deserve an adaptation, according to most animation studios. What if we could all get isekai together? Oh my god, harpies. What if we all got isekai'd together? Just kidding. Unless... Anime GoFundMe. And I'm sure if I were to run it, it would fall through like every other 9 out of 10 other GoFundMes that don't know how to properly budget. My god, we could all be in the same world. That would be kind of fun, though. It would be like dying and respawning, but we'd all respawn from the same place. So we don't even have to worry about coordinating a time and place. I certainly wouldn't mind that. Well, you can just come visit me in the isekai anytime then, yes? Sev, Konharpy. There's always going to be that comic of a girl fated to be an anime protag that keeps dodging the episode 1 call to adventure flag. Well, sometimes, I think sometimes some things are better left unknown. That time I got isekai'd as a nail cutter. I have heard many good things about the sword isekai anime lately, and I would really like to watch that. But do they have Wi-Fi there? I got isekai'd, but there's Wi-Fi? Question mark? Exclamation mark? That would be an insane isekai. You could teach monster girls and like elves and residents of the other worlds so much about the internet. You could corrupt them forever. I bet some of them would have like 17 OnlyFans subscriptions. I bet some of them would become instant DDs. I bet one of us. Majaloon, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Welcome. What's a DD? It means Daremo Daisuki, which means like you watch a lot of different VTubers and you don't have an Oshi really. You want to go support everyone. I think initially it was an idle term and it was supposed to be kind of condescending, but I don't really see it as such. Alright, we're going to continue with our next story then, yes? This next story is called My Fear of Water. I've always had a terrible fear of being submerged completely in water. Not that I can't swim or anything. My dad made me learn. He said I almost drowned when I was really young. I was afraid of it because, for as long as I can remember, whenever I am underwater and look up at the surface, I see a woman reaching down to me with a warm smile with glowing, golden eyes, golden hair, and dark blue eyes. Hold on a second. This sounds kind of familiar. I was reaching down a... You know what? Let's not talk about it. Forget I said anything. Even if it's just a bathtub, it always happened. It was just a normal occurrence for me, but I never got used to it. It was unnerving, but also soothing at the same time. She always made me feel like it was okay. I still avoided it, though, because I was just a kid, and it was really freaky. I never told my dad about it as a kid, but I did ask him about my mother. He never wanted to talk about her. Sometimes he even got mad at me for trying too hard to bring it up. It was only recently that I described this apparition to him. He nearly drove into a telephone pole. Obviously, he knew something. I asked him again about my mother. He still would say not much at all, except that she died when I was very young, and that she loved me very much. He also admitted that her hairs and eyes were these colors, just like mine. So, I did some research on my own, looking up her name for myself on my birth certificate and trying to find any references I could, any news clips about a boy nearly drowning. Anything. I mostly wanted a picture, something I could match to my guardian angel. Today, buried in our library, I found it. Winchester, Mavia Lucastre. I'm kidding. Mary Withy, 28, drowned to death yesterday. In the evening, after climbing a razor wire fence and fleeing to a nearby reservoir. A funeral is scheduled by her family for the 25th. Marie was institutionalized just 6 months ago after being found not guilty on attempted murder on grounds of insanity. Her husband, Daniel Withy, had acted quickly enough to rescue their infant child while she was trying to drown him in the bathtub. This, my dear Konharpies, is why everyone needs rubber ducks. But you have to keep them by your side forever, and make sure the little holes in the bottom, you have to make sure that they don't get water in them, otherwise it's bad for them. It'll give them a stomachache. Mommy Mavia timeline. I'm mommy now. Okay, maybe not. You guys always say I don't sound very mommy. I don't think I sound very mommy either. But it's kind of fun to pretend sometimes, isn't it? Mavia drowned? I'm good. You might have thought I drowned. I've actually never fallen asleep in the bath before. I don't know if any of you guys have. Even after turning off the lights, maybe it's because I like my baths so hot. The air is so humid, it's difficult for me to sleep. Are, are, ara, ara. Hey, that one was actually kind of good. I do be mommy. Let's go. Oh yeah, I have my son next to me. I didn't try to drown him though. He's good. He's fine. Look, He just came back from school. He's doing great. You're welcome, Leo's here forever. I don't think you're supposed to fall asleep in the bath. I don't think so either. But, my mother used to fall asleep in the bath. Quite a bit. And she likes the water even hotter than I do, so it's certainly possible. But I suppose not for me. But you could practice your war in a mommy voice. My war? Fallen asleep? No. Passed out? Maybe. I passed out. Passed out in the bath. I'll never know. She said it only happened a couple times when she was 20. I've been listening to cave diving accident stories recently. Did you get your start on the Internet Historian video? That one's good. I still have yet to finish watching it. I was watching it with Katsu. That was fun. But that one was a particularly long one. I found it was a good one though. Very for a serious affair. It was really quite funny. I bet you could practice your way into a mommy voice. I see, NS. Well, nah, I know my archetypes well enough. I don't think I'm mommy, but this is as mommy as I think I can get. I think I border on like One-san. That's as good as it gets. Oh, look, listen. You know what's freaking me out? Is that there's no one at home. But there's consistently a knock on my door every 10 minutes or so. If I disappear, call the police. The worst part about it is, it's not the outside door, it's just the door to my study. So, it's not like someone would have to be inside the house. A rapping at the door, yeah, indeed, a rapping at the door. He is spitting bars at the door. One-san is mad. Leo, you started this. You have to take some responsibility for it. At least oblige me and humor me and pretend that I'm doing a good job at least. Please, honestly. Is that a creepy pet? No. No, I'm serious. I don't know if you noticed, like, I looked behind me like a few times because I wasn't actually sure what was happening. No, I'm not kidding. I'm actually kind of freaked out. Quoth the raven, medium is premium. Oh, is it from the sounds? I can hear it too. Maybe that's why. Maybe I thought someone was knocking on my door. I really freaked out. Don't look behind you. I won't, I'm too lazy. I'm enjoying this tea too. Maybe when I need more hot water. But that's after the stream. Don't blink. You see, I can cheat. I can wave my wing right in front of the camera. And then blink. And then it doesn't look like I've blinked. I would win every single staring competition with you guys. No fail. I can without fail. Shoot. Picked up. Kimberly, Konharpy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Welcome, we're reading some creepypastas. I'm about to continue with our next one. I was taking a quick tea break. I've never found water to be particularly scary. I've gone swimming in the ocean quite a few times, albeit with mermaid family friends, so it was never really like an issue. I never felt like I was at risk of or in danger of any kind, so maybe that's why. I can kind of see why though. Thought you were starting another story. No, I was serious, but I do have a sneaking suspicion that you're right, that it might just be the thunder sounds. Digi Uber Eats has arrived. Digi, hello. Konharpy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you're doing well. And we still have a lot to catch up on, don't we? It's wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for dropping by. How have you been? I'm mesmerized by Shoulder Bird with a little twirling cane. Yeah, which made him? Oh, can I show you guys something really cute that I can do? Ta-da. Glad it's morning in my country. I always look back after Mavia said don't look back. It's well, I told you not to do it. I don't take any responsibility if anything happens to you, okay? 911, what's your emergency? My goth VTuber girlfriend disappeared. I'm happy being able to be friends with everyone here. So, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Check for Mavia later. I will look forward to it. Thank you. That was adorable. Thank you. I need to move the hat a little bit just to make sure it... Why don't I do that now? Let's see, can I... Like that? Who's a good little mage bird? You are. Who's good at casting spells using the blood of innocence? You are. Aren't you so adorable? Yes, you. I'm uber late, but super cute costume. Love you, Mavia. Thank you so much for coming to the stream, Gleema. It's Konharpy. Welcome. You got friends. Is that what that is? Anything past that is difficult for anyone, I think. Yeah, stay in that friend zone. You got sent. If you don't stay in the I can't save you. If you're not in the friend zone, you might get isekai'd. You have to stay in the friend zone magic circle. I now have diabetes. I'm glad you liked it at least. Thank you. Need to restock my insulin ASAP. You know they have a monopoly on that. It's terribly expensive in multiple parts of the world. Crazy Aunt, what are you doing? You're calling me the I can still be a cute. I can still be your cute friend girl, female friend. Dark Mavia enemy zones you. Yeah, you're right. We can't be together. You're my enemy. I'm sorry. Nate, isn't that like a turn on for a bunch of people? Like enemies to lovers? Isn't that like a whole tag? I'm not going to keep thinking about this or else we're never gonna continue reading girlfriend over friend girl. Nah. You can have one girlfriend, but you can have like 15 friend girls. And if they're all high quality, you're not missing out on anything, bro. This is the 5 million IQ strategy right here. I'm wearing a Nagatoro shirt. That's me for real, for real. I see the bottoms have entered the chat. My friend does that to her owl. Your friend has an owl. That's adorable. It slaps her first before it accepts the snuggles. That's adorable. I'd love a picture of that one day. I don't have any though. You have me and you have Konharpys. You have waifus. That's all you need. You have digital girl on smartphone. I have Mori Calliope, iPhone paper. We are not the same. Please be my burb friend. I'll be your burb friend any day, Hannibal. The bottoms were always here waiting for this moment. Why date when you can join member streams? Oh, sorry, I don't think I understand what you mean. I'm gonna pull up the next story, but please, if you could elaborate for me. We always talk about the bottoms, but what about the tops? Hello, good evening, Nostromo Konharpy. Thanks for coming to the stream today and welcome. We're about to read another story quickly. And after this I think we'll take a little creepypasta break and we'll read Telltale Heart. And then we'll continue. Joking about joining VTuber instead of dating. Oh, why? Oh, I thought you were talking about like the dates of VTuber of like of my membership streams, and I was like, I do need to set more firm dates for that for sure. But my friends have been telling me recently I'm a bit too serious and I'm a bit too uptight, so I apologize. I try not to be. But true membership, you can date all the viewers together. That's insane. We can date each other. Konharpy Mavia, you're looking as refined as ever. Well, thank you kindly, Jordan, for coming to the stream today. We're doing some reading. I'm about to resume, so I hope you're having a wonderful evening, and I'm glad that you can join us. We can all be friend girls. Oh my god, what if we were all friend girls? What if we were all friend girls and friend girls, friend boys, and friends? So Mavia's membership is a swingers club. I can work with that. What's a swinger? I want to go on a swing. I haven't gone on a swing in forever. All the seniors always tended to hoard it, so I never got to go on. But then when I became a senior, I didn't want to fight with people over the swings. They actually removed the swing set the year that I became a senior, so unfortunately I haven't been able to swing for a while. And the last time I wanted to swing, right, there was this little girl and she really wanted to go on it, so I just pushed her instead. RK Mason, what about gal pals? I like that. We can be gal pals for each other, but welcome, RK Mason. Konharpy, thank you for coming to the stream today, and welcome. Mavia, no, I can't tell. No. We're friend girls. We're friend girls, friend boys, and friends. You will become the swing for Mavia. Oh, you want to be my chair? I'm gonna need you to, like, massage my back a bunch, though. Have you seen those, gaming massage chairs? Can you, like... Can I transform you into one of those? It is Halloween. It would make a terrific Halloween costume for you. I promise I'll turn you back after the 31st. Pros, you don't need to eat. Cons, I will sit on you. You receive gaming chair, insane Halloween costume, one size fits all, $1,000. I receive chair. Win-win situation. Rig Konharpy, thank you for coming to the stream today and welcome. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. Sadon is a pro. What do you mean Sadon is a pro? Look at you degenerates. Now, next. The portraits. This one seems almost fairy tale-like. I like the look of this one. There was a hunter in the woods who, after a long day of hunting, was in the middle of an immense forest. It was getting dark, and having lost his bearings, he decided to head in one direction, until he was clear of the increasingly oppressive foliage. After what seemed like hours, he came across a cabin in a small clearing. Realizing how dark it had grown, he decided to see if he could stay there for the night. He approached and found the door ajar. Nobody was inside. The hunter flopped down onto the single bed, deciding to explain himself to the owner in the morning. As he looked around, he was surprised to see the walls adorned by many portraits, all painted in incredible detail. Without exception, they appeared to be staring down at him, their features twisted into looks of hatred. "How dare you sleep in my bed?" they seemed to say with their glaring eyes, without the accompaniment of a dakimakura. Staring back, he grew increasingly uncomfortable. Making a concerted effort to ignore the many hateful faces, he turned to face the wall, and exhausted, he fell into a restless sleep. Face down in an unfamiliar bed, turned, blinking in unexpected sunlight. Looking up, he discovered the cabin had no portraits, only windows. The door was ajar. You could put a Gargura or Iron Mouse Nendoroid inside of it. Blank Konharpy, thank you for coming to the stream today and welcome. I hope you're doing well. Oh no, Doc. So no Docky. Alicia, good night. I'm sorry I missed your message, but I hope you have a wonderful evening and take care. I'll take my leave. Have a good night, everyone. Love the costume and the voice, Mavia. Thank you so much. Can I be the footstool? I've never used a footstool before. I've never found them particularly comfortable. I used to be a pianist, so I'd have to sit... Well, quote-unquote pianist. I had to sit upright, very straight. I'm not used to having backs of chairs. In fact, allow me to lean a little further back on this chair of mine. I think my back is starting to perish, like that of an old hag living in the forest. Don't say anything. I am not an old hag living in the forest. People like being sat on, Mavia. I can't speak for myself. I mean, whatever, you know, some people like to be stepped on too, right? Like they like it when, you know, like they have those like salamander massages. Some people like to have people step on their back and massage all the knots out of them. That really is quite nice, I think. Oh, allow me to lower the volume of my voice, I apologize. Mavia Dakiwen. Well, Gretchen, that was a donation goal a while ago, for my birthday last year. Unfortunately, Glory Mama has not been doing so well, so they're not taking work right now, and that's why it's taken a long new outfit that was also funded, as well as the Dakimakura has just taken so long to come out. I really hope they're okay. I haven't heard from them in a while, but it sounds like they're currently just drawing in their free time for themselves, and it makes me happy to know, and I hope they get well soon. When did I become a member? Thank you, mysterious person. Well, we had some gifted memberships earlier. I think you can go back later and check. I'm not sure who exactly gifted yours. I wasn't keeping track. Alex Cadden, Konharpy, thanks for coming to the stream today and welcome. Hope they feel better. Yeah, I didn't want to push them, so I haven't followed up for a little while, but they said they are starting to do a little better. So, we're hoping that production can start in December, but we're not 100% sure yet. I can't say for sure. Definitely Chael, Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today and welcome. And Konharpy, you're amazing as usual. I'm just me. But as long as you're okay with that, I'll always be grateful. Some things are worth waiting for, like Mavia Daki. It was really important to me about the Daki that I really wanted it done by my model artist. It was very important to me, like very official. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just being too much about it, but I think it'll be fun. You're amazing as you. I mean, I feel the same way about you too, all of you. I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit, you know? I think no one really does, so please don't forget to do that. Fernando, Konharpy, thank you for coming to the stream today. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. We're reading some spooky Halloween stories, but hopefully I'm making them more relaxing and spooky. But thank you very much, Gretchen, for your generous super chat. I really appreciate your support. Your art style will translate perfectly. You know, Kulori Mama said they wanted to draw hentai of one of their VTuber children sometime soon. I volunteered as tribute, but when I got the skeb back, it was normal. It was say so. It was say so. However, that's not to say there isn't some good things in store for the remainder of this year. Please look forward to them. I gave them the option, so it's not really on them either. I could have specified. Why do you sound I'm not disappointed. What are you talking about? Mavia, please bless us with the sacred numbers. 420, 69. Say-so is nice. Say-so's not bad. No, I have a great appreciation for say-so as well, but I tend to enjoy art that is say-so or goes completely off the deep end. You also accept 8008 135 8008. Boobies. Boo. I'm not reading the bully one. Don't you dare bully me like that. Look forward. What direction is forward? Aren't we always forward? Well, I don't know. I have a pair of eyes on my back. Do you guys not? Seeing a lewd official art of yourself is just a different need. Just another one of the simple, basic needs of any harpy. Alright. Now, we'll continue then. Yes? That one was a little short, so I'll read one more, and then we'll switch over to Telltale Heart and back to the creepypastas, yes? And again, I'll be taking some suggestions at the end if you guys have anything interesting sounding, yes? Technically we do, since we never stop staring at our phones, and there's a front camera to cover our back. I've never thought about that. You know, speaking of Halloween, one of my classmates had the most amazing costume one year. So if you guys are having, like, trouble coming up with, like, a costume idea, especially for the office, this is a good one, I promise. What you need are, like, 2 smartphones. You can also use, like, a tablet. She FaceTimed herself, or I guess you could use Discord call herself, and turned the cameras on, like, the front and the back. So the strapped like the phone to her bust, or like no, it was to her stomach, and then the tablet she had on her back. And when they were calling each other, she put a little hole in there, and it looked like there was a hole, and you could see right through her. And you could really spice this idea up, I think, with like a ripped sweater, and you put some like red marker on it on the side so it looks like it's blood. It's such a cool idea, right? Wasn't it impressive? And it's not if you happen to have a tablet or 2 phones or something you can call. I think a computer would be a little heavy. I think it's quite a good idea, honestly. It's quite cool. It's really cool. Tensai. This girl of mine, one of my classmates, she's like one of the smartest people I've ever met. Filmmaking student. I have so much respect for her. I remember one of the reasons why I actually wanted to get into textiles and sewing was when I was like 5 or 6. We were in the same grade 1 class, and she used to sew quilts with her mother. And I remember thinking, wow, I didn't think you could make things like that with fabric. And she would bring them to class, and I would look at them, and I would be so envious. I'd be like, I wish my mom could teach me how to do that. She was so young too, right? 6 or 7, sewing with a machine. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, she's a big inspiration to me. She watches the streams sometimes too, which is crazy. We haven't really been in touch, but I guess that's how you know who your real friends are, you know? The people that'll always support all of your activities, whatever you do. I'm grateful to have someone like her in my life. Bleach hollow holes. I've never heard of Bleach hollow holes. Is that something from the Bleach anime? Maybe she was reincarnated. Perhaps. I only have 2 because I'm a regular human protagonist in an environment of monsters. 2 holes in your body when monster got their claws into you. You know you got a real homie when they buy your daki. Some of the dakis of my friends have been difficult to purchase because they're only made available in Japan. So it's been a little difficult to acquire them and as I'm in the process of moving, I don't really have the room for them right now. Although one day, perhaps if they restock, I really need like a bunch of my friends' dakis just lining the walls. I have this idea that I'm gonna have nothing on the walls of my study except dakis of all my friends. Because it'll also help with sound insulation, right? I could even like stuff them a little bit, put like a piece of quilt batting inside so they're not completely flat. I have this all sorted out daki curtain. I wonder who should guard the door. Yeah, the real monsters in Bleach have a big hole on each of them. Oh, the ones like the hole in their head, right? With a little swirl mask? Or is that from Naruto? A wall dedicated to dakis is such a power move. Yes, totally need to muffle the sounds that are made in a room full of dakis. Those weren't dakis on the walls, they were windows. Oh my god, there are VTubers in our walls. We're proceeding with this story, silly geese. But Jurdopotamus, thanks for coming to the stream today. Welcome, Konharpy. Anyways, here we go. The memory. When thinking back to my earliest memories, nothing is concrete. A string of hazy images would come to mind like random snapshots out of time. Each one associated with certain feelings and emotions. They are imbued with the mystical, dreamlike quality, a gift born of childhood naivete. The magic of every Christmas when Santa was still real, for example, is an experience of pure joy that is lost with maturity. Many of these snapshots are impossible to place in any sort of context. They're just there. Sunken in the crevices of the brain without rhyme or reason, playing with my dad's beard in a wood-paneled room, him smiling down at me, comforting. Or discovering a long row of marching ants in someone's wooded backyard, all by myself. Exciting. Some of them don't even seem real in hindsight. Did I actually fall from that tree by the lake only to land on my feet without a scratch? Was it really a dream? I don't think so. Sure, I have memories of distant dreams, but there's a clear distinction between the dreams and reality of my past. I don't know how I can tell. I just can. And for this reason, one memory has always troubled me. The experience was so surreal and yet sudden detail stood out with marked clarity. I'm not exactly sure when it happened. I couldn't have been older than 5 or 6. My brother and I were sleeping in our bunk bed. Because he was older, he got the top bunk. I had just woken up, but it was still nighttime. Something felt different. I remember seeing and smelling the rain, but not hearing any. The window was open, and it was very cold in the room. Why was the window open? The curtains were gently flapping, but there was no breeze. The quiet was so intense, It buzzed through my ears. I'd been lying on my side, with one arm dangling off the edge of the bed. Gradually, I became aware that it was warmer near the floor. I felt some kind of heated breeze gently strike my hand, coming and going, short bursts. Finally, I recognized that it was someone's breathing. Then the woman slid out from underneath my bed. The nightlight showed that she had long, blondish hair and wore a white nightgown. And in the dimness, I thought it was my mother. I wasn't at all scared. It's funny how a child's mind works. What's Mommy doing under the bed? Must be getting something or checking for monsters. I was too tired to say anything and remained motionless, watching. The woman was on her back, but her face stayed in the shadows. She rolled over and crawled on all fours to the far end of the bed, then glided up the ladder to the top bunk. Every movement was silky smooth and completely silent. She reminded me of a white ribbon dancing in the wind. I closed my eyes and fell back asleep. I also remember my brother telling me about a weird dream he had the next morning. He dreamt of a woman who lived under the floor and came out at night to play in the rain. When her clothes got soaked, she went back inside and would whisper things to anyone who was sleeping. Sword Art Online is overrated. Attack on Titan's ending felt kind of bad. Some of the recent isekai anime that have been coming out are actually kind of pretty good. Most edgy anime that have come out recently have genuinely been extremely disappointing. Kenko Cross recently did the cover of a Monster Girl Dojin compilation again, and it's really hot. Please go check it out on his Twitter. I really like the mermaid art, but be warned, it's not safe for work. But did you know that they're selling clear files of the mermaid illustration that I really like? I kind of want to buy it. All were the ramblings of the lady beneath the floor. She continued rambling. I'm pretty sure his Twitter is K_cross, but I'm not 100% sure. I know his Twitter is on the Mirahez Monster Girl Encyclopedia Wiki. If you search Kenko Cross Twitter on Google, you can probably find it. But it looks really good. Just go into his media tab. Looks really good. We've come here to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. Hey, this is a Discord message from your friend. Please, play this game that I've been working on. Not safe for work artist is the Twitter that we're checking. She's just lonely and wants to talk about her passions, maybe, who knows? It became a recurring dream for him until her family moved out of the house. Strange what the brain chooses to remember. Hey, this floor ghost lady is kind of based. Is she down to smash? You know, let me get her. Excuse me, are you down to smash? Ghost wanna smash? I only play melee. I apologize. It's the alarm whenever a door is opened. This is some good food. We're eating good tonight. Speaking of good food, I could use some tea. Can I block my dreams? Yeah. Can they? Excuse me. Like, oh no. How mortifying. I kind of burped a little. A melee player. Yuck. Smashing. Hell no, we ghost busting. She's busting. She'll bust down with you any day. Damn, he's an elitist. The author of this story. Yeah, he doesn't like these types of ghosts. He doesn't like unsay-so ghosts, and it's kind of a shame. Oh, you mean the melee thing? Be safe, Leo. Love you. I need to get ready for work. See you in the member stream. Have fun. Take care, Leo. It's a happy. Have a wonderful day at work. I was going to say the ghost lady had cultured taste, but then she said she only played melee. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm good at stifling those. Bye, chat. Have fun. Take care, Leo. Thank you for coming. Now let's switch over, shall we? A little bit of a longer story. We have Telltale Heart lined up. Ghost is too plain, so this lady's great. Me every J-horror film. I'd date the ghost. Ghosts in J-horror films are really cute. Like, I would go on a date with Sadako. Really look good with dark hair, girl. I do love me some cute. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Kyocera. It's so sweet of you. Thank you so much, and thank you for coming by. Konharpy, and I'm glad you like it. My Halloween costume. You'll see it again tomorrow. And now, it's time for some Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, the lady's great. I kind of like her. Maybe I should be roommates with her. Don't tell Mogu, though. She might get mad. The Telltale Heart. True. Nervous. Very, very dreadfully nervous. I had been and am. But why will you say that I am mad? The disease has sharpened my senses, not destroyed, not dulled them. Above all was the sense of hearing acute. I hear all things in the heaven and in the earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? Hearken and observe how healthily and how calmly I tell you the whole story. It is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object there was none, passion there was none. I loved the old man. He had never wronged me. He had never given me insult. For his gold, I had no desire. I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this. One of his eyes resembled that of a vulture, a pale blue eye with a film over it. Whenever it fell upon me, my blood ran cold, and so by degrees, very gradually, I made up my mind to take the life of the old man and thus rid myself of the eye forever. Now this is the point. You fancy me mad. Madmen know nothing. But you should have seen me. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight. With what dissimulation I went to work. I was never kinder to the old man than during the whole week before I killed him. And every night, about midnight, I turned the latch of his door and opened it. Oh, so gently. And then, when I had made an opening sufficient for my head, I put in a dark lantern, all closed, so that no light shone out. And then I thrust in my head. Oh, you would have laughed to see how cunningly I thrust it in. I moved it slowly. Yes, very, very slowly, so that I might not disturb the old man's sleep. It took me an hour to place the whole head within the opening, so far that I... Excuse me for a moment. And now we will resume. I lost where I was just a moment. I moved it slowly, very, very slowly, so that I might not disturb the old man's sleep. It took me an hour to place the whole head within the opening, so far that I could see him as he lay upon his bed. Would a madman have been so wise as this? And then, when my head was well in the room, I undid the lantern cautiously. Oh, so cautiously, for the hinges creaked. I undid it just so much that a single thin ray fell upon the vulture eye. And this I did for 7 long nights, every night just at midnight. But I found the eye always closed, and so it was impossible to do the work. For it was not the old man who vexed me, but his evil eye. And every morning, when the day broke, I went boldly into the chamber and spoke courageously to him, calling him by name in a hearty tone, inquiring how he had passed the night. So you see, he would have been a very profound old man indeed to suspect that every night, just at 12, I looked in upon him while he slept. Upon the 8th night, I was more than usually cautious in opening the door. A watch's minute hand moves more quickly than did mine. Never before that night had I felt the extent of my own powers, of my sagacity. I would scarcely contain my feelings of triumph to think that there I was, opening the door little by little, and he not even to dream of my secret deeds or thoughts. I fairly chuckled at the idea. And perhaps he heard me, for he moved on the bed suddenly, as if startled. Now, you may think that I drew back, but no. His room was as black as pitch with a thick darkness. The shutters were close fastened through fear of robbers, and so I knew that he could not see the opening of the door. And I kept pushing it on, steadily. I had my head in and was about to open the lantern when my thumb slipped upon the tin fastening and the old man sprang up in his bed, crying out, "Who's there?" I kept quite still, said nothing. For a whole hour, I did not move a muscle, And in the meantime, I did not hear him lie down. He was still sitting up in the bed, listening, just as I have done, night after night, hearkening to the death watches in the wall. Presently, I heard a slight groan, and I knew it was the groan of mortal terror. It was not a groan of pain or of grief. Oh, no. It was the low, stifled sound that arises from the bottom of the soul when overcharged with awe. I knew the sound well. Many a night, just at midnight, when the world slept, it has welled up from my own bosom, deepening with its dreadful echo. The terrors that distracted me, I say I knew it well. I knew what the old man felt, and pitied him, although I chuckled at heart. I knew that he had been lying awake ever since the first slight noise, when he had turned in the bed. His fears had been ever since growing upon him. He had been trying to fancy them causeless, but could not. He had been saying to himself, "It is nothing but the wind in the chimney. It is only a mouse crossing the floor, or it is merely a cricket which has made a single chirp." And yes, he has been trying to comfort himself with these suppositions, but he had found all in vain. All in vain, because death, in approaching him, had stalked with his black shadow before him and enveloped the victim. And it was the mournful influence of the unperceived shadow that caused him to feel, although he neither saw nor heard, to feel the presence of my head within the room. While I had waited a long time, very patiently, without hearing him lie down, I resolved to open a very, very little crevice in the lantern. So I opened it. You cannot imagine how stealthily, until at length a single dim ray, like the thread of a spider, shot out from the crevice and fell upon the vulture eye. It was wide open, wide open, and I grew furious as I gazed upon it. I saw it with perfect distinctiveness, all a dull blue with a hideous veil over it that chilled the very marrow in all my bones. But I could see nothing else of the old man's face or person, for I had directed the ray, as if by instinct, precisely upon the damned spot. And now I have not told you of what you mistake for madness is but over-acuteness of the senses. Now, I say, there came to my ears a low, dull, quick sound, such as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. I knew that sound well, too. It was the beating of the old man's heart. It increased my fury as the beating of a drum stimulates the soldier into courage. But even yet I refrained and kept still. I scarcely breathed. I held the lantern motionless. I tried how stealthily I could maintain the ray upon the eye. Meantime, the hellish tattoo of the heart increased. It grew quicker and quicker and louder in every instant. The old man's terror must have been extreme. It grew louder, I say, louder every moment. Do you mark me well? I have told you that I am nervous. So I am. And now, at the dead hour of the night, amid the dreadful silence of the old house, so a strange noise as this excited me to uncontrollable terror. Yet for some minutes longer I refrained and stood still. But the beating grew louder. I thought the heart must burst, and now a new anxiety seized me. The sound would be heard by a neighbor. The old man's hour had come. With a loud yell, I threw open the lantern and leaped into the room. He shrieked once. Only once. In an instant, I dragged him to the floor and pulled the heavy bed over him. I then smiled gaily to find the deed so far done. But for many minutes, the heartbeat on with a muffled sound. This, however, did not vex me. It would not be heard through the wall. At length, it ceased. The old man was dead. I removed the bed and examined the corpse. Yes, he was stone cold. Dead. I placed my hand upon the heart and held it there many minutes. There was no pulsation. He was stone dead. His eye would trouble me no more. I beg your pardon. You will have to excuse me for a moment. I have been trying to read on with the story, but my throat has become awfully dry, so I will go and get some water, and I will return shortly. I apologize. I will see you all in a moment. Have all my cute Tomo black harpies also hydrated? Oh no, I hit the mic. Pawn. Sorry. I have retrieved some more hot water for my tea and a spoonful of honey for my throat. So I will take this quickly. I want to be a hammock. I don't think being a hammock would be very fun. Depends on where you're placed, I suppose. Like, I think it would be so much fun to be a hammock that's been permanently placed on, like, a beautiful beach. You can stare out at the waves and kids playing and people having fun, and you do that year-round and forever. That's pretty nice, isn't it? Also, Tibbers, Konharpy, Kuradai, Konharpy. I noticed we had some new faces in here. I didn't get a chance to say hi. Also, R0, Konharpy, thanks for coming to the stream. I'm sorry, I did see your message earlier. I know I didn't say hi. I remembered as I was walking back. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tag team, welcome. Thank you so much for coming to this stream. And I really appreciate you being here. I'm not really interested in ASMR, but just wanted to say I really love the new outfit, especially with a cute little bird. Well, thank you very much, tag team. I wouldn't really consider myself like an ASMR artist of any kind. This is just some reading, but I guess it's categorized as such, so I thought I would label it as that for the stream. Really, it's just a comfy reading stream. I find comfy, and you think they're comfy, huh? That makes me really happy. Thank you. Yanderes existed back then? Yeah, I'll try to go more yandere, but I think I need a spoonful of honey. This is raw honey. I've never had it. My friend was trying to gaslight me into thinking that it had to be cooked. Oh, Alex, thank you so much for your generous super chat. Yeah, don't forget to hydrate, you guys, you sillies. Whoa, hot. Katsu, Konharpy, I'm Budget Mona from Genshin Impact. Thank you for coming to the stream today. It wasn't intentional, but the colors just happened to kind of line up pretty well. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Tristan Sanchez, Konharpy, thanks for coming to the stream today. Welcome. I am just quickly taking some honey and some more tea, and then we will resume our reading of the Telltale Heart. I'm sorry that I had to put a little intermission in between. I need to have my voice for tomorrow because we'll have 2 streams. So thank you for your understanding. Isn't actual raw honey bad though? I don't know. I think it's pasteurized. I don't think it's like raw. Look, my friend bought this for me. It's probably safe. Oh, it's so good. I've never had it by itself before. It's really good. Gotta run. Glad I was able to catch a Mavia stream again. Thank you, Blank. Have a good night. Happy spooky session, lads. Thanks for the reading, Mavia. You have a great reading voice. Thank you so much, Blank. And thanks for coming to the stream. What's a hot beat? Take care, Tsuneko. Thank you so much for 11 months a member. Your colors are those of a certain Antarctic bird. I knew someone was gonna say it. I knew someone was gonna say it. I knew someone was gonna say it. I hate you guys. Thank you for 11 months. It's gold, not dark yellow. It's orange, actually. I know it's kind of hard to see, because we're outside and it's late, but... Okay, I finished it. I was just licking honey off a spoon. But it was so good. This honey is so good. If you hate penguins, why is it an emo? Tsundere. It's not an emo. I didn't add that emote. You know, my mods and admins, they always add emotes to the server without me even knowing. Sometimes the first time I find out is when I pop in a general chat and you guys are using them. I don't know about this. You think everything goes through me? These guys are wild. They do a good job, though. Considering they know the limitations of my health, I appreciate all they do for me. I do like poking fun at them, though. I will say, I once said I was really into dark hair that one time, and then suddenly... Oh, I wonder if is it a coincidence? I'm gonna drink some tea, and then we'll continue. It's... Okay, this is a nice temperature. It was a little hot earlier. Right, that's it for a little intermission. You're fine. You've done over an hour of soft voice. It needs a bit of rest. Well, thanks, outsider. Yeah, my voice acting coach was one of the things he did was read audiobooks. So he was trying to teach me about pacing, but I'm a little rusty. I apologize. That relay, we finally got real ASMR. Congratulations, guys. It's not clickbait anymore. We did it. We did it. That was really... I want to get another spoonful after this stream. Subway... Did you... Mods, can we ban him, guys? Mods, can how do I ban a friend? Can I block someone IRL? Anyone? Thank you. Add more. No. What's wrong with you, Katsu? Your mods commission and add emotes. Well, Ari is nice enough to draw a lot of the emotes in the server. Any of the edits are mostly done by them. I commissioned the Nobuyoshi Samurai Sensei emotes. Everything else was kind enough to be provided by you guys. And mods and stuff's ban. Sorry. Someone's going to Brazil. The real horror tonight is we're all going to Brazil. Time for dinner. Back later if I'm not back before the end. Have a great story night, everyone. Thank you so much, Alex. Let's happy have a wonderful dinner and hope to catch you. See you. Alright. Now, let's continue. Feel rejuvenated. Sorry, I was licking my lips. It made a weird sound. If you still think me mad, you will think so no longer when I describe the wise precautions I took for the concealment of the body. The night waned and I worked hastily but in silence. First of all, I dismembered the corpse. I cut off the head and the arms and the legs. Then I took up 3 planks from the flooring of the chamber and deposited all between the scantlings. I then replaced the boards so cleverly, so cunningly, that no human eye, not even his, could have detected anything wrong. There was nothing to wash out, no stain of any kind, no blood spot, whatever. I had been too wary for that. A tub had caught it all. When I had made an end of these labors, it was 4 o'clock, still dark as midnight. As the bell sounded the hour, there came a knocking at the street door. I went to open it with a light heart, for what had I now to fear? There entered 3 men, who introduced themselves with perfect suavity as officers of the police. A shriek had been heard by a neighbor during the night. Suspicion of foul play had been aroused. Information had been lodged at the police office, and they, the officers, had been deputed to search the premises. I smiled, for what had I to fear? I bade the gentleman welcome. This shriek, I said, was my own in a dream. The old man I mentioned was absent in the country. I took my visitors all over the house. I bade them search. Search well. I led them at length to his chamber. I showed them his treasures, secure, undisturbed. In the enthusiasm of my confidence, I brought chairs into the rooms and desired them here to rest from their fatigues, while I myself, in the wild audacity of my perfect triumph, placed my own seat upon the very spot beneath which reposed the corpse of the victim. The officers were satisfied. My manner had convinced them. I was singularly at ease. They sat, and while I answered cheerily, they chatted of familiar things, but ere long I felt myself getting pale and wished them gone. My head ached, and I fancied a ringing in my ears, but still they sat and chatted. The ringing became more distinct. It continued and became more and more distinct, and I talked more freely to get rid of the feeling, but it continued and gained definitiveness, until at length I found that the noise was not within. my ears. No doubt I now grew very pale, but I talked more fluently and with a heightened voice. Yet the sound increased, and what could I do? It was a low, dull, quick sound, much such a sound as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. I gasped for breath, and yet the officers heard it not. Sorry, just a moment. I talked more quickly, more vehemently, but the noise steadily increased. I arose and argued about trifles in a high key and with violent gesticulations, but the noise steadily increased. Why would they not be gone? I paced the floor to and fro with heavy strides, as if excited by fury by the observations of the men, but the noise steadily increased. Oh, gods, what could I do? I foamed, I raved, I swore. I swung the chair upon which I had been sitting, and I grated it upon the boards, but the noise arose all over and continually increased. It grew louder and louder and louder, and the men still chatted pleasantly and smiled. Was it possible they heard not? Almighty gods, no, no. They heard. They suspected. This I thought, and this I think. But anything was better than this agony. Anything was more tolerable than this derision. I could bear those hypocritical smiles no longer. I felt that I must scream or die. And now, again, hark, louder, louder, louder. Villains! I shrieked. Dissemble no more. I admit the deed. Tear up the planks. Here, it is the beating of his hideous heart. Thank you. What's wrong? Did I hear something? I can't read. Sometimes I have trouble, like, if I'm in the middle of reading something and I look to read the chat, sometimes I can't find where I'm reading again. It's especially bad on, like, a black background and white text. So in the future, I'll try to separate the lines more. Especially with these poems. They have a tendency to repeat, so sometimes I was catching myself going like, have I read this already? Have I not read this already? And I got a little worried, to be honest. Nice situation scene, thank you. Thank you very much. Although, it is something I want to get better at, so I hope we can do this more in the future, you know? Me when I'm trying to hide food behind myself at 3 a.m. and someone sees me. Don't check the floorboards at 3 a.m. There are no video games underneath challenge impossible. There are no what's the Fortnite currency? The Fortnite there are no V-Bucks under my planks, I swear. Gone wrong. V-Bucks. Poe's black cat was so chill. First time I was scared at texts. Poe's black at texts. Was Poe that written? No, this was written in 1843. What do you mean? He had no smartphone, you liar. But thank you all for the kind claps. I really appreciate it. So cute. That's forgive me, but that's Thai, right? I'm sorry, I can't read it, but thank you for coming to the stream today and welcome. Konharpy, Mavia Lucastre. It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. I will quickly, before I keep chatting, open it up to, I can do, like, maybe 1 or 2 reader suggestions if you guys have anything good. If you guys, like, want another Poe story, we can do that. They were sent via telegraph. Oh, they must have been very loud then. It was the Konharpys underneath the floor begging to be sat on. Good chairs. You're so good, aren't you? You're so good to me. Thank you. Really. Thanks for always supporting me with all this stuff. I really appreciate it. Along as Sonic.e. Oh, you were serious about that? I don't know. You're about to get some keyboard ASMR, though. we end it with a banger. We end it with Sonic.exe. How long is it? Duck walks up to a lemonade. That's not very scary now, is it? Is it? Where's the original link to this? Okay, I think this one's a little too long. Estimated reading time is about 18 minutes. So, actually, speaking of which, we still have, why don't I let you guys vote? I will read... You know, I'll read one more. I don't want to stress my throat out too much. Let's read one more creepypasta. I'll let you guys choose which title sounds the best to you, and I will make a poll. So, please give me a moment. The Aristocrats. Aristocrats. David, good. You guys want me to read like an actual copy pasta? I'd be pretty horrified if some sentient duck waddled up to my lemonade stand and asked for grapes. Would you not oblige him? I'd want to invite him for like tea or something. I feel like we'd have a lot to talk about. Hook hand car door. Okay, let's see. So Aristocrats, hook hand car door. These ones aren't too long, right? Let me search them up quickly. Just a moment. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but the hook hand car door, it's just like a block of like purple text, yes? I'm not finding the Aristocrats unless you're referring to the joke. If a duck walked up to me and asked me a question, I'd see if she wanted to play Call of Duty. Why Call of Duty? Why would you subject a poor fowl to that? Oh, it was a joke. Oops. Yabai comedy bit, very famous, very yabai. Yeah, I've never heard of it. I will have to read it though sometime. I can read hook hand card door. I will do... Can you guys copy and paste the, that copy, the David Kuhn copy pasta, I'll read it. If you guys can copy and paste it. Hell, spam the chat with it, it'll be funny. Please, just this once. Usually no spam, but it would be so funny. A foul's foul time. Never told the same way twice. Okay. Okay, I will read the... I will let you guys vote on a story. In the meantime, I will read, man, door, hand hook, and then I'll read whatever story. Yeah. And then if you guys give me the David Kuhn, if you guys can give me the David Kuhn thing, that'd be great. Alright, now. I apologize if you can hear my mouse. It's kind of loud, isn't it? I have a very loud mouse. Okay. The David Kuhn copy pasta? I never really saw it as one that was like that long, is it? Oh, thank you. Thank you, James. Okay, okay. So, just quickly. Vote on one more and I'll do those two in the meantime. I have one called Light. Why don't I let you choose between two? I think these ones sounded the most interesting, honestly, out of the two. I'll let you vote on two. It's easier that way, you know? Alright. Okay, the poll's been made. Please take a look at your earliest convenience and... Heavy Sniper. Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Welcome to the Konharpys. I hope you enjoy your stay. And now I will do hook, car, hook, hand, hook, hook, car, hook, 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 car, hand, hook. Okay, here we go. Man and girl go out to drive under the moonlight. They stop on the side of the road. He turns to his girl and says, "Baby, I love you very much." "What is it, honey?" "Our car is broken down. I think the engine is broken. I'll walk in and get some more fuel." "Okay. I'll stay here and look after our stereo. There have been news reports of stereos being stolen." "Good idea. Keep the doors locked, no matter what." "Love you, sweaty." So the guy left to get full for the car. After 2 hours, the girl says, "Where is my baby? He was supposed to be back by now." And the girl hears a scratching sound and a voice saying, "Let me in." The girl doesn't do it, and after a while, she goes to sleep. The next morning, she wakes up and finds her boyfriend still not there. She gets out to check, and man, door, hand, hook, car, door? What did I just read? What? What? Is this just like a, like a glorified Halloween spooky story shitpost because of how badly it's written? Is that what that was? David Kuhn is creepy. Okay. You guys ready for this? I have an insane cringe voice. You ready? "Oh, are you the new girl?" I thought so. I've never seen you here before. Konnichiwa. I'm David Kuhn. It's so nice to finally meet you. You look just like my waifu. Anyways, I'm sorry about the jerks in class. They're all baka and only want one thing. Not me. I just want to watch my favorite anime, Jujutsu Kaisen, and watch manga. Wasn't there like a second part of this? Wasn't there more? Wasn't there more to this? I swear there was more to this coffee pasta. Volume down. I'm so sorry. It was I didn't realize. I guess I I'm sorry. I just thought it would be funny, but yeah, I didn't mean to blast your eardrums out. That was my bad. I've been seduced. Alright. Have we chosen one? Time for some cringe voice riffing. Konharpy, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Welcome. We're finishing with one last story. I'll let you guys vote, and let's see what the vote has come to. Ooh, it's very close. Light and Thump. I'll give you guys another, like, 30 seconds. I'm gonna drink some tea. I'll let you guys quarrel. I'll let my darling little Tomo Black Harpies quarrel among themselves. Instead of Jujutsu Kaisen, it would be Chainsaw Man for the season. I'm gonna get a name change. I will not have a name linked to that coffee pasta. I think it's inevitable. You'll always have a name that's, like, connected to something weird. Hell, you might have seen, there's a new crypto, game called Mavia. They were trying to buy the Discord handle off of us. For the sake of just keeping it easy and not having to change the rest of my links, I declined, but it was very funny. They really tried it for a while too. It wasn't even just like once. It was like multiple times. They were the rapping at my door. Not because it was loud, because it was cringe. I'm sorry. Will you forgive me? We're fighting? Fight. Okay, let me check to see the results of the poll. We are 53% light. Alright. Ending the poll. And let me just pull it up. We can read it. Alright. Light it is. The real horror is Microsoft Word. Here we are. Ah, okay, now the scroll is working. Forgive me. Your username is Komonoda. Your new name is Komonoda. Imagine if we all went by our online handles in person. Imagine I had to introduce myself as Harpy Gamer XX 69500 every time I like got a Starbucks coffee or something. Should have really haggled and kept that back. Hark. I considered it. I said, okay, give me $10,000. Like that's what I was going to say, but I was convinced against it. I should have asked for $10,000. I'm kind of regretting it. We could have had $10,000. We could have had $10,000 of emotes. Can you imagine? We could have had like insane. Next time a crypto bro approaches me, we're getting. Where I maybe $10,000 maybe. I'm sorry. I smashed my wing into my mic arm. $10,000 does not seem like a lot. Yeah, not a lot to them, but to us, 10,000 isn't bad. 10,000 for emotes, bro. Like, but it's fun though. Imagine we could have like actual like different Mavia for different occasions. Like, consider the possibilities. Don't mind being called Renegade Cthulhu. You want to walk up to your homies and they're like, hey Renegade Cthulhu, how's it going Renegade Cthulhu? Want a game Renegade Cthulhu? Alright, now let's finish up with light and we'll call it a night, yes? Should have asked for $1 million with how much they're investing. Yeah, you know what? Well, we start with, you know what? I feel like it depends on what it is. I will consider the 1 million. I will consider the million. You could do a new model with that, couldn't you? Yeah. I could pay for like the nicest models on the market with something like that. They'd probably try to get away from properly paying. No. I take payment up front. Anyways, a million would be pennies. You guys, okay, I'll consider it. I see your points here. It's probably not a lot, is it? Light. Okay, we're gonna start now, okay? Light. By the Wanderer. I would ask that before you read this, you switch off all the lights in the house. As you will soon find out, you are perfectly safe. Well, okay. Okay, they're all off now. How do I switch off the sun? Nuclear missile. Anyways. Now. We have always found comfort in light. For early man, it provided security and protection from nocturnal predators, and in the form of fire, a source of warmth and sustenance. Even now, it has the ability to make the unknown known, banish doubt and extinguish fear. So essential is light to the human condition that its imagery has saturated biblical and secular works alike, inspiring countless philosophical and religious movements since time immemorial. Over time, though, our relationship to light has changed. From an animalistic dependence upon the day and night cycle, we slowly began to manipulate light and its sources, first through fire and later on through electricity. Manipulation soon became mastery, and before long it was possible to flood an entire room with its warm glow at the flick of a single switch. As this relationship has changed, however, and as light became more readily available and easily created, no one ever thought to consider the implications. There has always been a tentative balance between light and darkness. Manifest in nature as night and day, it was simply never the case that one could extinguish the other so totally as it can now. Even fire, which slowly creeps into existence and blossoms only as sparks alight, never disturbed this balance. When a fire burns more fiercely, the darkness may ebb and slink away, inhabiting corners and crevices, but it is never truly gone, only awaiting the fire's inevitable decline and return to embers. Such sources of light allowed for denizens of the nocturnal hours to slink away and hide themselves. With electronic lights and the advent of instant illumination, however, such time no longer exists. In a literal flash, all darkness in a single place can now be dispersed and the things lurking within revealed. For most nocturnal predators, this is of course an inconvenience. But for one, it is an opportunity. It's more likely that, from time to time, you've seen it. If you've ever turned on a light in a completely dark room, then certainly, for a split second, as the light flashes into existence, whilst your eyes are still adjusting, you may see its awful gaunt figure and spider-like limbs standing somewhere within the room. As quickly as it appears, though, it disappears, blinking back into literal non-existence. It happens so quickly that you may have thought it a trick of the light, a chance interplay of furniture and fleeting shadows. Rest assured, though, once the creature disappears, it is gone, and you are safe. Do not misunderstand this timidity. It is not so much the light which it abhors, but rather being seen. On the contrary, it is fact drawn to light. It is, in fact, drawn to light. When shrouded by darkness, it may cause the hair on the back of your neck to stand up, or give you the feeling of being watched, but in its present state, it cannot act. It is only through light that it is given form. Of course, more often than not, when you turn on a light in a completely dark room, you will see no such spectral figure. As strange as it may sound, this is when you are in the most danger. The reason, you see, is that by turning on the light, you have given it form, but unless you catch a glimpse of it, not a reason to leave. In such cases, especially if late at night or during the small hours of the morning, it is imperative that you check your surroundings completely, as the creature will not disappear until you catch sight of it. If you do, it will vanish just as before and will be safe once more. If you do not, however, it will stay there in the light, unseen. If, for example, you were to go about your usual nightly routine without properly checking for it, perhaps read a few ghost stories on your laptop before bed, or listen to a harpy VTuber around Halloween on your phone and talk about spooky stories, it will silently wait for you to once again switch off the light. Only this time, it won't be so harmless. Now then, it's time to turn the lights back on. That one was a fun one. I liked that one. But now, can I be honest with you guys? I couldn't stop laughing halfway in, because all I could imagine was that creature is just a giant stick bug, and when you turn on the lights, you just get stick bugged. Howdy, Mavia and Chad have been here this whole time. Well, thank you for coming to the stream, kids. Konharpy. And Crad, did I say hi earlier? Konharpy. Get stick bugged. Good job, you read that really well. Thank you, Joji. It took a minute, but now I remember this one. Classic and dread/anxiety inducing. Well, now I'm never gonna look at turning on the lights at night, and I'm never gonna see it the same way. This one was an interesting one. Nuclear missile won't be enough. How many do you need? 10 nuclear missiles? 1 giant shot of fire magic? What do we need? What do we need, Captain? How do we get rid of the sun? There can only be one sun, and it is Konharpy. I haven't gone by my actual name for 7 years. Well, I mean, if you're going by what makes you happy and it's not an issue in your day-to-day life, I don't see why you'd change that. Put your pinky to your mouth. Like my pinky feather? What would that do, though? I think it would just poke me. Are we starting a bank? Mavi Bank isn't real. It can't hurt you. Mavi Bank. Thank you for all your claps. And what was the story called? It was called Light. I quite liked this one. I quite liked this one. Practicing the dark magics of necromancy, tax evasion, bad puns. I'm Mavia. It was kind of more like a magical girl opening than it was for a witch. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. It was a lot of fun to read this with you guys. You weirdos with your coffee pastas. No, I'm sorry, alternate. I'm about to end the stream, but I was actually going to bring everyone over to Frey. You guys know Frey always comes over and raids us, and it's very kind of him, so I'd really like to go and reciprocate that. He's a very kind person. He always checks up on me, and he's very sweet, and it would mean a lot to me if we could go support him together. I'll be lurking this chat for a little while before I go to sleep, but I wanted to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to me read. I really do appreciate it. Spooky stream fun? I'm really happy to hear that. Hopefully it was, relaxing enough that it wasn't, anxiety-inducing, though. I tried to keep it, kind of relaxing, but thank you guys so much. Pablo, thank you so much for your generous super chat, your first deposit. They'll never know. They'll never know that I'm investing in hentai figures and hentai model kits only. This is where all my money is going. You read that really well, thank you. Wasn't for that bad dark boy is a good boy. Are you a good boy? You're pretty good. I like you guys. I'm a good boy too.
See? I do a pretty good boy impression. Wonder if I can sound like a Shota. I will be the very best Pokemon trainer like no one ever was.
Love you, hot 2 days somewhere.
Hey, Harpies, I'm sorry I'm late to our date. Yeah, I know, you can give me flack about it later. Look, I didn't mean to be late. Something came up and, you know I can't talk about my job. I'm always so grateful that you're so understanding of me, though. Look at you. You're so cute. You're so cute. Did you put on all that makeup just for me? It's Mavia. The Mavia BFE experience. Mavia. Wait, I'm in the dudes now. Mavia's brother got on the mic. Hey guys, I'm Mavio. I can deadlift 5 pounds. I mean 500 pounds.
Thanks for the stream, Mavia-sama. I'll make a deposit for Bird Noble Crusade. Don't worry about it. I really appreciate your support. Really, thank you, everyone. I've been hard at work with the portfolio. I'm pretty tired, honestly. This was a really nice break from that. I probably have to pull another few all-nighters, but I'm looking forward to tomorrow too. So I'll see you then, okay? Please come by to tomorrow's stream. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So look forward to it, okay? I have something really cool. Okay, and anyways, everyone, what's happy? Enes, thank you so much for your generous super chat. What's happy Domura? What's happy Cal? What's happy Steven? What's happy Domura? What's happy Steven? What's happy Stevo? What's happy Blaze? What's happy Komanora? What's happy Tsukino Inaba? What's happy Pablo? What's happy Paul? What's happy Alex? Also happy Ronbis, also happy NS, also happy Go-Kart Dragon, also happy Tibbers, also happy Mori Kubo, also happy Outsider, also happy James, also happy Ronbis, also happy Kuredai, also happy Domida, also happy Snakeblade, also happy Gretchen.
It's me, Mavio.
Also happy Nabendi, also happy Sieg, also happy Killer Cal, also happy Tsukino Inaba. Also happy Ballistic Brows. Also happy Joji. Also happy Nostromo, also happy Sir Eats a Lot, also happy Red, also happy Zombie Goku, also happy Luisen, also happy Snakeblade, also happy Spectre, also happy Cooley. Take care everyone, Maha, also happy. Was only in time for the last story, but it was great. Watch the archive later. Thank you, Maha, that means a lot to me. Thank you so much for coming by. Like, seeing OG people, like, come by here and, or like, revisit after a little while makes me really happy. So, makes me the harpiest harpy that ever harped. Alright. We're gonna go raid Frey, and we're all gonna say, it's harping time. Because that's what you guys said last time, and it was terrible. And Frey always says Frey so say so raid, which I think is arguably worse. So we have to make his life slightly worse too, so before you leave, if you could humor me, and participate in absolutely blowing up his chat, I would appreciate that a lot. Alex, what's a happy? Thank you very much for coming to the stream. Morikubo, what's a happy? Alright, are we ready? Are we ready to go? I'll keep us on the ending screen for like 10 seconds and then we'll head over, yeah? Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Take care and have a wonderful night. Okay, sorry, I kind of flashbanged you. It's okay, it'll only be for 10 seconds. Okay, the best part when Mavia said was... Best part was when Mavia said, it's harping time, and proceeded to harp all over we're gonna harp all over him. Pablo, it's a happy. Ariel, it's a happy Slingo Melee. We're just ending the stream now, but we're gonna go raid Frey, so I hope you can stay and tell him that it's harping time, because every time he says Frey, so say so raid. By the way, the real horror was animated Mavia blasting out your eyeballs. Ping, it's a happy everyone. Thanks for coming to the stream. Take care and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.